Let's take a look at the power of the Prestozon Search Term Explorer. This is the best way to look at how your search terms are performing in your account, and it's a great way to find new keywords and new negative keywords. I'm going to go through this as if I was analyzing an account so you can get some tactics on how to use it. When you first open the page, you are presented with the last 30 days, which you can select here, and your entire account, meaning it's not filtered by any campaigns. The first thing I would recommend doing is filtering it down to the product selection that you are working on. So we sell hats, so we want to just make sure that both of these hats are here. You can see that these campaigns all fill up. If we just type in hat, those pop up. So now we're just looking at our magician's hat, and then I probably want to look at a little bit more data, so maybe the last 2 months. And then now we have how each one of our search terms that we've shown up for these magician's hats has performed over the last 2 months. And right off the bat, we can see some good stuff. So here's a search term that has an 11% ACoS. That's pretty good. This one has a 29% ACoS, and this is all sorted by spend. So these are our most important ones. You can see that these top 4 search terms made up most of our spend. Each one of these was worth about 10% of the total. And then we can also see some that aren't good. And so we already have a negative keyword somewhere for hat. That's what this little E means. But you can see this one didn't make any sales, 0 orders, infinite ACoS. Same with this one, but this one doesn't have a negative. So right here, we can jump in here and say, okay, I want to make tiny top hat a negative exact keyword in both of these ad groups. And I just create that there, and now it's negative. It's really important to realize what filtering for campaigns does. So normally you would only be able to look at how search terms performed in one campaign, but really nobody has just one campaign for a SKU. They tend to have multiple campaigns. So maybe you have a research campaign and a broad campaign and an exact campaign and an auto campaign, and you want to make sure that you're looking across all of those to get the most data so that you can make the best decisions. And so for these other ones, if we can expand keywords here, and we can see if we have a keyword for magician's hat. We do. It's already an exact keyword in the exact ad group. But for some of these other ones, we might not. So let's see here. Magic hat already has one. Black top hat doesn't. It shows up under the broad one, but we probably want to make it into an exact one so that we can focus the bid on just black top hat. So all that would require is copying this and starting it up in Seller Central. We're working on features to promote these into keywords from within Prestozon, and that should be coming soon. The other things that you can look for are ASINs. And so here we see 2 ASINs, and they're not performing very well. We can't actually negative these out directly. Amazon doesn't allow that. But we can click on this button, and we can open it up in a new window. And see it says kangaroo black hat. So if you copy the brand name, and then you go over back here, we can say, create negative. We can edit this text. We can paste that in there and then create that as a negative keyword. So we probably won't show up for this ASIN anymore, even though we can't negative that directly. And once you work through this, we don't need to go all the way down to the bottom. See, these are only spending a little bit of money. Once you just work through the top, 10 to 20 words, you've pretty much covered all of the important search terms for this group. And then you can move on to the next group.